the Nigerian comedy industry. That's okay. When I was young and I was watching the comedy industry, it was amazing. I loved it. I didn't know what was going on to them at that time, but it was good. You know, that's where 1,000 laugh. You said you watched, the hall was full, jam-packed. There was no regular table. There was no any spray me money. It was just...
They've always been regular.
It was just church-like setting. Face front. You understand? 1,000 Amuson Center, all of that. And pure jokes, you know. There was a time they did Worry Get One Man for Worry. There was time they did Ring Road. There was time they did Sapley. There was time they did Army Slap Me. Why? There was time they did... There was a train and everything was going so high. But they started... I don't know whether... there was a decline. A decline started coming in the industry. And then what we grew up watching and wanted to do, we didn't get it, or we're not getting it. Do you understand? Now it's hard to break through in comedy like it was then.
Yeah.
It's okay. We have guys that are good in our set now. These guys should be superstars, but you can see them up today and then down tomorrow. Like, what exactly is going on? What happened? Because you of course you have studied it, you've watched it, and I've seen you. But you're doing what I feel like is actually, standing out as a light. So, because many of them, I've spoken to them and they've said things like, it's okay, it's once in a lifetime. That Netflix, if it come again. And I was telling you when I said Netflix can come again for many of us if we just know what we are doing and we do it right. Yeah, so like, what do you think happened to our industry?
Thank you very much. I get this responsibility. Let me see how I can navigate this. Okay, so it's very simple. From where I stand.
Yes.
Bro, I feel like I'll take it from two angles. We were doing comedy. Comedy was, people were coming out to watch comedy. Don't forget that. We lived in an era where there might be some contribution. I want to start by playing the devil's advocate and giving some other contributing factors that I feel like might have contributed also, so that it doesn't look like I'm only stating my point. And you don't have, there are also points that other people can make to say, but this happened. So what they can say is, and it's also true, growing up, I don't know whether you lived in that time. When I was growing up, there were only like, I'm younger than a lot of other people. There were only like 3 or 4 channels on TV. If you make it to TV, you've blown. Because everybody in the whole country is watching the same thing.
Yes.
We're watching Super Story on Thursday night.
Yes.
Like, roads are empty, bro. When Diogo Paloma is showing on AIT, the whole Nigeria is watching it at the same time.
Yes.
Because that's the only option. We didn't have much.
Even Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, all those shows, people were watching it.
I mean, guess what? This was even, our own time was even a large, good improvement because we had plenty of options. There was a time it was just NTA, bro. It was just NTA. You're on NTA, they know you, like, there's nobody on earth that was not if you're on NTA. But things got, more channels came, DSTV came, so you can watch a lot of things, and even though you're on TV, it does not necessarily mean anything. Also, then phones came, phones became smarter. So we had Instagram, we now started having YouTube. People were now, so some people don't even watch TV anymore, and they are fine, and they're enjoying their life. They watch so many options. So yeah, we can say that happened. So if we talk about comedy, there were little or not many things that were happening at the time that would take that would distract people. So people will come. Do you understand? People will come attend these shows. They didn't have phones per se, or the phones were not smart. So people were not on their phone. You're either receiving a phone call or you're texting, or watching the show. You understand what I'm saying? And so but this is me now saying that at a point in 2000 and maybe 8, 9, we started doing events and not shows. Inadvertently.
That's deep. Events, not shows.
Events, not shows. Parties, not shows. So we thought we were being innovative, but we're actually killing the art.
Yeah, the culture.
So here's the thing. We now started shifting to glamour and festivity.
Yeah, red carpet.
So that's when we started embracing red carpet. Meanwhile, red carpet is not for shows. Red carpet is for dress-themed events.
Yes.
We started switching to tables. And not just comedy club kind of tables, large
Big
tables
table, yes.
with people, and we started classifying people. Then we started making people dress up. Obviously, red carpet is going to make people dress up.
Yes.
And they're going to go to events dressed up. So you're already starting your event late because red carpet is going to take hours.
So they were shifting
and people
the
are going to take their time making up. And so they're coming for the shows. Shifts you are shifting the time of the show to like from what should be like 6. And we used to do we would do 2 shows at Muson then.
Yeah.
6 to 8, 8
to 10.
8 to 10 or something like that. Now, show will not start until like 10:30. Even now it's worse, but
it's worse now.
And so we're shifting that. Guess what? We're focusing on every other thing apart from the art.
Yeah.
And if you don't give the art attention, it's going to die. And so that, I would say, led to the death, quote unquote, of stand-up in itself, which was helped by another thing that made stand-up huge back then was that we were creating content out of it. Night of 1,000 Laughs was in CDs. You see people in front of barber shops watching these things.
I have those CDs. I have those tapes.
CDs. I told you I watched those CDs too. Do you understand? We had a lot of content. But guess what? When we moved to the digital space, we did not move with it. So what we did was we either had like poorly produced stuff on YouTube from the CD days, some things that were not really, and again, put this with the fact that we're not focusing on our art
again,
because people are like, people don't write jokes like that. You see a comedian doing the same jokes for years, and so he's thinking, if I drop this joke now, what will I say in my next show? Everybody's saying, do you understand? And so eventually, we were not seeing stand-up for a long time, especially the generation that came. We're not seeing stand-up. We're not seeing stand-up comedians. What we're now seeing, however, were skit makers, content.
Yes.
And so there's a generation that what they know as comedy, the genre of comedy they know is skit. Meanwhile, it had not always been like that. And I would say we didn't catch up with the digital trend of putting our stuff in the digital space. TGIF, TGIF, Thank God I'm Funny, in 2018 was like the first real
stand-up special from Nigeria.
Comedy special in the digital era.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to Basketball Uncensored and all of that stuff. They were in CDs. But in the digital space, we did that. And it wasn't supposed to be. Because we should have been doing, and obviously it's because we're not paying attention to the art. But guess what? We're bringing it back. Gradually, people are now getting more conscious of the fact that, there are specials now. A lot of you guys are doing great stuff. A lot of you guys, one thing I'm happy about with your set is that in your set that was not in mine or one's preceding is how you desensitize joke writing. Or demystified rather.
Yes.
Because joke writing, once you have a joke, that time is like, joke. So we used to think of jokes in silos. We used to think of, okay, I get this joke. I can use this joke for all my career.
Yes.
I get another joke. I celebrate it. And so you don't but now you guys write jokes. We create, you know that your life experience. And so at my comedy club now, John Rock at JJC, you see comedians coming every week with new sets.
Exactly.
Or they're still working on the older ones. And they keep writing, whether it's funny or not. But at least you have that sense most times, and they're really doing good stuff, and that's why we can do specials now. And so I feel there's a resurgence. I was saying it somewhere. I said we're in a renaissance, a rebirth, and it's going to really. I'm optimistic about the future.